Okay, welcome everybody. This video is going to be about how to film cinematics for BeamNG.Drive in the current era. I'm sure a lot of people who create cinematics for BeamNG.Drive normally do it for YouTube, but you never know. There's some people out there who like to do it and show their friends and be like, hey, like I made a cinematic out of this really cool car crash in BeamNG.Drive. Check it out. And their friend's like, oh, cool. But then BeamNG.Drive ended up updating their stuff a while back. And at first when I was trying to learn the new system and learn how to make cinematics, I couldn't figure it out because no one had any tutorials on it. And I think even to this day people still don't have tutorials or that many tutorials on it where it's like you can actually sit down and learn how to do it. And I actually had to watch an official BeamNG.Drive video on it that barely told you how to work it, but enough to get you started. So today I'm going to kind of go into depth. I'm going to kind of do the same thing BeamNG.Drive did, but try to go a little bit more into depth and tell you how to do most things and just, really, just try to tell you how to make a really cool cinematic like, BeamNG.Drive, the official team of BeamNG.Drive can make, and how to make cool cinematics for your friends to watch or for your YouTube channel that you may be using. I normally don't do these types of videos, but ayo. So, let's get into it. Obviously, you can make cool videos like this. All you really need is a couple of easy things, and I'll get into that right after I show you this cinematic. Now, if BeamNG.Drive official were to release this, would you know it was from me or from them? I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, my cinematic making skills aren't the best, but I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, you know. I do got to give myself that they're decent. And sorry for the lag spikes here and there. That's just the game not liking that I have OBS open. And you can easily record these using OBS. I don't think there's a way to export them in the app, but you can record them, I know, by turning off your UI with console commands, and you can record it that way. Okay, and now with that cinematic over, I can now teach you how to make one yourself. So, let's say you have this beautiful truck here, and you want this car to crash in to this truck. You can easily do that, but all you're going to need first to record the cinematic is if you go into Customize UI Apps, you can now add one. And you're going to want to scroll down, and you're going to want to find the one that's called Replay, or you can just search it right here. Replay. And you're going to want to put that anywhere here, and it'll work fine. Now that you have the Replay app, you can now create your scene. So what you want to do is either you can have a setup, or you can just start recording, and that's how it goes. We're going to do a setup for this one. The truck is going to be chilling out right here. We're gonna just freeze him right here, not freeze him technically. Then we're gonna go set up this Moonhawk down the road so it flies in, crashes into the truck, and hopefully we get a cool cinematic out of it. Okay, and now that we got our Moonhawk set up down the road, it's either we're not gonna fly off that cliff end and we're gonna end up hitting the truck, or we're gonna fly off the cliff end and have a pretty good cinematic either way. So Let's do it. You're going to want to press this red button right here. That's record a new replay, and you're going to want to start going. And you press that red button again. You can rewatch it, but I normally don't. Eek! That Moonhawk got really badly destroyed, I'll tell you that much. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click F11 on your keyboard. That'll open up this. Now, pretend this isn't open for me. Pretend, it's not even here, That's great FPS. What you're going to want to do to open this, by the way, is you're going to want to click this button right here. It'll turn into Camera Path Editor, and then on the page, it won't look like this exactly when you first start. You want to click New, and then after that, you're going to want to, link path to current replay, and then find your replay. I already have a couple replays, so it might take me a second to find mine. Pretty easy to find it, considering I had a truck just parked here. Maybe it's this one. It was this one. Okay. Now that we have that going, I want to roll on down to the Moonhawk. Sorry for the lag, guys. Normally what I like to do is to make the shot feel more, I don't know, what some people would call cinematic, is I would zoom in the FOV to about 30 is normally what I do. Right there will do just fine. And you can either start in front of the car or behind the car. It doesn't really matter. Behind the car is just easier to just get going, because when you're in the front of the car, you have to normally make a turnaround. And a lot of those turnarounds, a lot of the time, can be kind of weird and janky. So you just have to kind of know how to work away around the editor. But if it's your first time using it, I would suggest starting from the back of the car. There's no harm in that. It won't even matter. In the end, you're still going to get just about the same result, and you're still going to get a pretty epic car crash. Now, with the lag, I'm going to be hindered a bit, but hopefully you won't be having any weird freezing moments in your game, and hopefully you'll be able to edit this good. But me, with recording with OBS at the current second, I'm having lots of problems, because OBS. So let's start. Let's make our first marker. All you want to do is just add marker. Okay, you want to start playing it. Wait for the car to get down the road a bit, and then you can pause it if you really want, and just kind of start following the car. I don't know, get whatever shot you feel is cool, and get like a little nice close-up shot here. A nice little going here through the back windshield type thing. Oh, let me do that. Get another cool little back windshield shot. Oh, veering off to the side of the road here. Do that. Camera wasn't expecting the turn. Oh god, now it's corrected. It is now following the car. Add marker. And the car. Oh no. Disaster's about to strike. Oh no. Disaster's about to strike. Oh no, disaster struck. Oh. You wanna fly around the truck. And then the camera, since it needs to also slow down, it slowed down, and now it's looking at the front of the car. And then you can do a little zoom in effect. Oop, wrong button. And that now takes to the end of the video. And that, my friends, covers that. So then what you're going to want to do is obviously zoom your FOV back out to whatever you feel comfortable with, because we don't need any more camera shots. Fly down to your buckle, Moonhawk. Bruckle, I should say. And now, that's going to be a little weird, so let's fix that. So now there's several shots, and hopefully it'll try to stay behind the car. Mostly. Alright. That's going to be, that first shot right there is going to be kind of, let's delete 3 and 2. Go back here. Then should be able to add a marker, and it'll just make it the second marker. Yeah, it starts going. Look at it go. Okay, and now it's going. Okay. Getting kind of a side shot here, so maybe rotate it a bit. Make it look cool, fancy. Now, these may look over rotated sometimes, but honestly, doesn't really matter. It's gonna look great in the end. With every turn, I normally try to rotate the camera a little bit, so it's like you can feel the turn, you know? It's like, it's not like just a straight camera, always level, you know? Like, it actually feels like it's a drone, or, you know, a camera attached to the back like they would do in Fast and the Furious or something like that. It actually feels like there's an actual camera following it, you know, and it's actually moving with the car, and not just, you know, a 24/7 just like stale figure that does nothing. You know, you want to have that kind of depth in your video. It'll just make it a little bit better overall. And even stuff like slight rotations, like, it doesn't even matter in the end, because it all looks good. And sometimes you'll get that it'll go up or it'll go down or something, and you just want to overcorrect that by putting it back in the original direction. And a lot of the time I try to avoid snappy movements of the camera, because it can look very awkward and very weird when not in the game. So when you or when you're watching the replay back, so like in that first part when it snapped to the second camera instantly, you don't want that, because when you're actually watching the original replay back after you record it, it just looks weird, you know. 100% looks weird. And I normally try to avoid fast movement too, but a lot of the time when you're filming a high-speed chase, you can't really help it. And I mean, it looks really bad, but I mean, it's not that bad when you're actually watching the replay back, unless it's like within, you know, like the span of 2 seconds, you have like 8 camera movements to side, to front, to back. You know, it just gets really snappy and weird. So try and like prolong your camera placements. That's what I try to do all the time. If possible, I try to prolong every camera placement, just to, you know, not have as much snappy camera, because snappy camera in the end does not look good, does not look cinematic, and it looks like you don't know what the hell you're doing, okay? Looks like you just got out of preschool, and it's not good. Okay, I'm just warning you guys. I'm telling you, 100%. And you may make that mistake sometimes, but it's okay. You can normally easily correct it. Or just say, you know what? The next cinematic I make won't have any of that. It'll be better, you know? Let's move this. I've never really had a side moving camera like that, and just decided to tilt it kind of that way, kind of awkwardly. Tilt it a little bit more. Tilt that like that. Tilt that like that. And tilt that like that. And then that'll kind of go from a, yeah, kind of a, you can see there, kind of went from a sideways look to straight on zoom. And then what you want to do when you want to play it back is you can close your editor. Just click play and close editor, and then you can watch it back. Obviously, you can turn UI off if you really wanted to, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to record this and post it in a video. I'm only just showing you guys. So with that being the whole thing, you could kind of see right here when I was talking about try not to make the cameras too snappy and side to side like that, because they kind of look weird. This is a perfect example of it. Even though it looks good in the actual editor when you're moving the camera from side to side, it just gets really snappy and really awkward looking. And just like in a situation like that, I would try to keep it on one side, or just following straight behind the car. I would try to do that. And not make it look so snappy, because you know, when you're actually editing it in F11, it doesn't look that bad, but when you get into the actual cinematic, it looks pretty bad. So if something like that happens, obviously I'd go back and attempt to edit it so it doesn't do that. An easy way you can do that is go back to these parts, right? Go back to these parts, and you kind of notice where it kind of goes from woo woo. You can try to you can do this. You can move it over and try to straighten that line out a bit, hopefully not making it as curvy, and then move this over, and then kind of look at that and rewatch it. And yep, and it just follows straight on. So let's play it back from editor and see how it looks now. Let's see if it's not as snappy as before, and let's see if it's more kind of mellowed out. Hopefully it is. Nice cool tire shot. I'm really liking this new update with the PBR materials. It really gives in-depth material to it. Just makes your cinematics look a little better. See, that was so much better. It's not as snappy as the last one. Didn't look as bad. That kind of truck one was kind of snappy. You can fix that if you want to, but I'm not going to, obviously. I don't plan to post this as its own little thing. It's just kind of, you know, a little tutorial type thing. So yeah, that definitely looked 100 times better. It wasn't as snappy. It wasn't as quick moving and kind of nauseous feeling, because I do know some people do get kind of nauseous from really quick movements like that. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, then obviously do nothing. I don't care for subscribers. I don't care for likes. Just I hope this helps you in the future with your content creating, or not tutorial, just your cinematic creating for BeamNG.Drive in the future. I really hope this I really hope this helps you out, guys. And you know, with that, I'm gonna say I'm out of here. Peace. Thanks for watching. Make amazing cinematics for me, please. I want to see your cinematics also. Now I'm leaving. Bye.